Going to be continuing with my replay of the 1969 San Diego Padres season. This team was an expansion team, and so not a whole lot was expected out of them. But after our first game, I think was April 8th, we're going to go to, this is April 21st, where they're going to be facing the Braves. And in the meantime, they acquired as a free agent a relief pitcher, Jack Baldwin, and he was, a veteran player. Um, his fastball wasn't as good at this time as it was in his younger years, but he had a changeup type pitch that definitely was his out pitch, and it will make him very useful. Also, they made a trade to, I think, the LA Dodgers. They traded this pitcher. He's a starting pitcher, Al McBean. I believe he's a fairly young guy, but you can see he only pitched one game for the Padres, so his card isn't reflective very well of that one game. But he went to the Los Angeles Dodgers for this relief pitcher, Leon Everett. So he doesn't have a very good card either, so he'll be an inning eater here, no doubt. But they also got a shortstop, Tommy Dean. And not a bad card. I mean, he's an average shortstop, but better than who they were using before. And if you watched my first game, they had this single A player, Rafael Robles. He only played 6 games at short, but he was way over his head. And even though he's a defense-first shortstop, he wasn't at the major league level at this point. So he went back to the minors. Al McBean went to the Dodgers, and Tommy Dean came to the Padres. So in this game, we're playing the Atlanta Braves are playing the Padres at San Diego Stadium. This is April 21st, and the Padres were basically 4-9 at this time, but I lost my first game, and I should have won it, so they're really 3-10 if I keep everything up to date. And Atlanta at this point is 10-3. So this is a big mismatch. But this is the starting lineup here for Atlanta. Leading off, they've got Felipe Alou. And, he is a decent ball player, a veteran player, but, he's a good leadoff hitter here, because he's got a good batting average on base percentage. And he hit and runs very well also. Batting second is their second baseman, another good fielder. His name is Felix Milan. And also a decent hitter, good base runner. Batting third, you've got Hank Aaron. I think he's in his mid-30s at this time. He was still a strong player. Severe power hitter, very good right fielder, strong throwing arm. He'll be useful. Then cleanup is Orlando Cepeda. This is when Cepeda was still in his prime. He's playing first base. He's a very good fielder at first base, a decent hitter with some pop. At third, you've got Clete Boyer, probably one of the elite third basemen in 1969, especially a very good fielder, very good hitter, power hitter. Then you've got Bob Aspromonte. He's basically a third baseman, but he's in left field because Clete Boyer is on third base. So he's a decent hitter, an adequate outfielder, nothing to write home about, but he'll be in left field. He's not a very strong throwing arm, so he'll just hold his ground. The shortstop will be Sonny Jackson, very good fielder, decent hitter, left-handed. And the catcher is Bob Didier, an adequate catcher. He knew how to handle a pitching staff, decent hitter, but, an average catcher overall. And on the mound, you got this Ron Reed, 6'6" tall pitcher. I believe, he was fastball slider guy, and he was a power pitcher, so it's going to be a tough game for the Padres. Now the Padres will be leading off their new shortstop here, Tommy Dean. He's a better hitter than Robles, but he's still not that good. But good shortstop, so he'll give you a decent defense there. Then at second base, you've got Roberto Pena. This is a journeyman. He can play a lot of positions, hits well. Tony Gonzalez, I believe he's starting in center field. You know, not his best year hitting, but he plays the position adequately. Ollie Brown in right field. Yeah, true power hitter with this guy, despite being in a bad lineup. Very good right fielder, strong throwing arm. You've got Bill Davis starting first base. He plays first base okay. He's a very big guy, but he's not going to make it on this team. He's got Nate Colbert on the bench behind him that's going to emerge as a star, so his playing time is short on this team. Then you've got Saito Gaston. I believe he's starting this game at left field, if I remember correctly. You know, a decent throwing arm on this guy, and a pretty good hitter, good base runner. Ed Spezio on third base, and then Chris Cannizzaro catching, decent catcher. And on the mound, you've got an old veteran that's on the tail end of his career, Johnny Padres. And so now, by this point, he's really relying on his command of the strike zone and, you know, his control to get batters out, because he doesn't have the pop on the fastball and he doesn't have the high-end pitching anymore. In fact, he's probably below average on his pitchers, but he's above average up here. So it should be an interesting game to watch play out. Stay tuned if you'd like to see how this game went. So we're at San Diego Stadium here. This is April 21st of 1969, and we have the Atlanta Braves are coming up to bat. And their first three are the center fielder, Felipe Alou, second baseman, Felix Milan, and then right fielder, Hank Aaron. On the mound is Johnny Padres, and he is, you know, a veteran pitcher that is relying on his smarts more than his physical abilities these days. So Felipe Alou ends up grounding out to short, and for one out, then Felix Milan draws a walk and gets on base here, and bring up Hank Aaron, and Hank Aaron grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. So that pretty much ends the Atlanta's first inning. Then going to the Padres, leading off is the shortstop, Tommy Dean, and he was a new acquisition, and he ends up hitting a single to center field, so that's going to be fielded by Felipe Alou. Then Roberto Pena, the second baseman, comes up, and he grounds out into a 6-4-3 double play, and just like that, that's puts an end to the base runners. And then Tony Gonzalez, playing left field, lines out right back at the pitcher. So that's brings an end to the first. This is no score. We go to the second inning, and leading off is Orlando Cepeda. So Orlando Cepeda is playing first base today. He's at his prime, you know, power hitter, good ball player. But he ends up grounding out to Spezio 5-3, bringing up Clete Boyer, the third baseman. He grounds out to shortstop Tommy Dean. And then Bob Aspromonte, who's not playing third base here, he's in left field, and he ends up hitting a single to right field. So this is fielded by, Ollie Brown. And then Sonny Jackson, the shortstop, comes up. He hits a single to left, and Aspromonte goes to third. Aspromonte decides to hold at second, even though, you know, the Gonzalez is just an average arm. He's a T3, but Aspromonte's a D base runner, so he holds up. Then the catcher comes up. It's Bob Didier, and he ends up striking out. That ends the inning. So still no score going into the top of the second. So on the bottom of the second, we have a great matchup here. Ollie Brown is facing Ron Reed. Ron Reed's a very intimidating power pitcher, and Brown takes him deep to left field, but it's caught for the out. Then Bob Davis, first baseman, is up. Bill Davis, and he ends up hitting a single. It gives a little bit of possibilities here to the Padres. Then Saito Gaston, who's playing center field today, is struck out by Ron Reed for 2 outs. And then Ed Spezio, the third baseman, grounds out 6-4, and that ends the inning just like that. After 2 complete, it's 0-0. So we go to the third. Leading off the third inning against Johnny Padres is the pitcher, Ron Reed, and he grounds out to third. So we go back to the top of the order, and Felipe Alou is up, and he hits a double, and this is fielded by Gaston. This brings up the second baseman, Felix Milan. He also hits a double, and this scores Felipe Alou. Then brings up Hank Aaron, who grounded into a double play in his first at bat. Hank Aaron also hits a double, scoring Felix Milan for the second run of the game. Then that brings up the cleanup hitter, Orlando Cepeda. Cepeda hits a home run, bringing in Aaron for 4 runs. So Padres is kind of losing it here. He stays in the game, though. There's 1 out, and it brings up Clete Boyer. Clete Boyer grounds out to the second baseman, and then Bob Aspromonte grounds out to first base unassisted. But the third inning, 4 runs for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the third, and now we have the catcher, Chris Cannizzaro, up. He faces Ron Reed and grounds out to second. Then the pitcher, Johnny Padres, bats, and he pops out to second. And then top of the order, Tommy Dean, shortstop, is going to ground out to the shortstop, Sonny Jackson, for a 1-2-3 inning. So after 3, it's 4-0 Braves. So we go to the top of the fourth, and Sonny Jackson is up against Johnny Padres, and he grounds out to first base unassisted. Then the catcher, Bob Didier, draws a walk and trots to first base. Bringing up the pitcher, Ron Reed, decided to just let him hit, and he struck out. So with 2 out and a man on first, top of the order, you got Felipe Alou, and he flies out to left field. It's caught by Tony Gonzalez. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Roberto Pena is leading off this inning. He's the second baseman, and he's facing Ron Reed, and he grounds out to short. Then Tony Gonzalez, batting third today, lines out to the first baseman, Orlando Cepeda, for 2 outs, bringing up Ollie Brown, the cleanup hitter. And Ollie Brown grounds out to second. A 1-2-3 inning for Ron Reed here. After 4, it's 4-0. We go to the top of the fifth. Leading off is the second baseman, Felix Milan. He grounds out pitcher to first for 1 out. Then Hank Aaron is up to bat, and he hits to the shortstop, who commits an error, and this allows Aaron to be safe at first. The cleanup hitter, Orlando Cepeda, he already hit 1 home run today, is up to bat, and bang, hits another home run off Johnny Padres, scoring Hank Aaron. And so now it's 6-0, and we've decided that Johnny Padres is going to call it a day here. And so I brought in for relief. I'm hoping he'll eat a few innings here because this game's out of control. I'm bringing in Tommy Sisk. So Tommy Sisk is going to face Clete Boyer with 1 out, and he has a fly out to the shortstop. Then Bob Aspromonte is up, and he hits a single to right field. It's fielded by Ollie Brown. Then Sonny Jackson is up, and he hits a single, and the runner goes to second and holds up there. The catcher, Bob Didier, then lines out to the pitcher, Tommy Sisk, for the 3rd out. So 2 more runs, 6-0 Atlanta as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Now we have Bill Davis, the first baseman, up. He grounds out catcher to first, 1 out. Cito Gaston is up, and he flies out to center for 2 outs. And then Ed Spezio pops out to the catcher. A 1-2-3 for Ron Reed. So after 5, it's 6-0 Atlanta. Leading off the 6th inning is the pitcher, Ron Reed, facing Tommy Sisk. And Reed flies out to left field. Then we go to the top of the order. Felipe Alou flies out deep to left field, but an out is an out for 2 outs. And then Felix Milan grounds out pitcher to first. 1-2-3 inning there for Tommy Sisk. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, and you've got Chris Cannizzaro leading the inning off. He pops out to the second baseman. Tommy Sisk is up. I want him to eat some innings, so I'm just going to let him bat. He pops out, flies out, I should say, to right field, caught by Hank Aaron. So 2 outs. Then we go to the top of the order. Tommy Dean struck out by Ron Reed. A 1-2-3. So after 6 complete, it's 6-0 Atlanta. At the top of the 7th, we've got Hank Aaron up. He grounds out to the first base unassisted. Bill Davis takes care of it. Then we have Orlando Cepeda, and he hits a double. And so he's 3 for 4 today with 2 home runs. Then you've got Clete Boyer up, and he walks. Then Bob Aspermonte hits into a fielder's choice, so Boyer's out 4-6 at second. Aspermonte's on first, and Cepeda goes to third, bringing up Sonny Jackson with 2 outs. He lines out to the second baseman. So that's your 3rd out. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and Ron Reed is facing Roberto Pena. Pena grounds out to the first baseman, Cepeda, for 1 out. Then Gonzalez is up. Tony Gonzalez flies out to right field. And then Ollie Brown strikes out. Ron Reed gets another strikeout. 1-2-3 inning. After 7 complete, it's 6-0 Atlanta. We go to the top of the 8th with the catcher, Bob Didier, leading off. And he draws a walk off from Tommy Sisk. Then the pitcher, Ron Reed, is up. I'm letting him bat, and he flies out to first base for 1 out. Then top of the order, Felipe Alou hits a ground ball to Bill Davis at first, who throws to the shortstop, Tommy Dean, back to Davis, a 3-6-3 double play, ending the inning, and ending the top of the 8th. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and Bill Davis is up, and he grounds out to second for 1 out. Then Gaston hits a single to center field, and bringing up Ed Spezio. Ed Spezio pops out to the catcher. And then Chris Cannizzaro is up. I decided to pinch hit for him, and I brought in Nate Colbert, up-and-coming superstar for sure, but he struck out. Ron Reed struck him out, and that's your 3rd out, and bringing in an end to the inning. I brought in Chris Krug. He's a new signed person to catch. And we go to the top of the 9th with it being 6-0 Atlanta. This leading off is the second baseman, Felix Milan. He flies out to center. Gaston's got it, 1 out. Hank Aaron flies out to left to Gonzalez, 2 outs. Orlando Cepeda. Another home run. 3rd home run today, Orlando Cepeda, making it 7-0. So, I pulled Tommy Sisk. He went 4 1/3 innings in relief, so he did his job eating up 4 innings. He only gave up the 1 run. So I'm going to bring in a new acquisition. Since I have no chance in this game, I'm going to get Leon Everett a little bit of time on the mound. He's not a great pitcher here. You can see his pitcher-batter rating, is 2 to 5, not so good. He gives up a lot of hits, gives up a lot of walks. So, he's a dangerous guy here, but we're going to give him some innings anyway. And so he's facing Clete Boyer, decent hitter here, but Boyer flies out to third base, and Spezio has it. So that's it. we go to the bottom of the ninth. I've got the pitcher up, so I'm going to pinch hit for him. I bring in Ivan Morel. He ends up beating out an infield hit, actually. He's not a fast runner. He's an E-base runner, but somehow he beat it out. So he's on first. I've got Tommy Dean up. I decided to hit and run with Tommy Dean, which is very stupid, but Tommy Dean's not a great hitter, and he can put it into contact with a little bit of a run with an E-rated base runner. I shouldn't be allowed to do this, but Statis Pro lets you do it. So I end up hit and run, and he grounds out 4-3, and it actually moves Ivan Morel to second base. So believe it or not, it worked, right? Then I've got Roberto Pena up. He hits a single, and it ends up moving Morel to third base. I'm not stretching Morel home. Why? Well, he's an E on base running. I mean, he's painfully slow. So that's going to bring up Tony Gonzalez. I'm going to let him hit, and he grounds pitcher to short to first, double play, ending the inning, ending the game. Atlanta wins 7-0. So the Padres went into this game, well, historically they were 4-10, I believe, but I lost a game they should have won when I played my first one. So they were 4-9, but they were actually 3-10 in my replay. So now they're 3-11. So yeah, Johnny Padres gets the loss today, which makes him, he's 1-2 on the season. And Ron Reed is now 2-0. So that's how this shakes out. Ron Reed got a complete game, only allowed 5 hits, I believe, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Yeah, he was a dominating pitcher back in this time. And so, you know, for the Padres, well, the one good thing, Tommy Sisk had a decent game. He pitched 4 1/3 innings in relief, only allowed 4 hits, not bad. 1 run, yeah, home run. And he walked 2, struck out none. So we can see, you know, he's not going to be a great pitcher here. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for more as I replay parts of the 1969 San Diego Padres season. Have a great day.